Okay, well, firstly, Commodore, while it is within Lincoln and its environs, it is on the border of Northwest and Catherine, and by extension is shared between two seats. The direct geographic location have not been established as to which one of the seats. However, we have been in conversations with the residents because it impacts the space, the general space, and the average community doesn't consider that political separation based on geographic lines.
Yes.
So we are intervening from that standpoint. It is unfortunate news following on the rape that happened in our constituencies, specifically Burmady, where a 7-year-old child was raped, and the police acted quite swiftly to ensure that the perpetrator was caught. What I am encouraged by is the speed of response by the police force in both circumstances and the level of attention that they pay to the community to reduce the probability of reprisals. But I'm extremely hurt that a person could be so wanton in their criminality that they went into an area, into a particular space, and injured or killed 8 people. A genuine discard for life that will not be facilitated. And it's for these reasons why we cheer for the Commission and the police force as they continue to try and keep a finger on the crime situation that we're facing.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the community of Commodore? You know, some persons listening may not know about the community. They're wondering if this is a once in a blue moon incident, and they want to know exactly what type
Commodore
of
have
it is.
seen circumstances of criminal activity every now and again. What people would understand about communities like Lincoln is that they are influenced to a large part by urban spaces like Spanish Town. And so while the opinion of Northwest might be rural, as it would be for example, Loidersville, the Lincoln area is kind of an urban sprawl reality. Quite a few communities have evolved by squatting, and that makes it harder for policing to happen. And that's one of the reasons why regularization of land is a necessary part of crime fighting. So that area has had some of the negatives because there is a reality of an attraction to towns like Lincoln because of the commercial activity, and that attraction has led to an infiltration of persons who might not have been born and bred in that space and might carry cultures that are not equivalent to that in which the persons who were born and bred in the space would have had. So, in general, it is an area of mixed opinions because Lincoln in itself is a attractor of persons seeking economic activity through the markets, through the vending space. And Lincoln serves as a basic center of activity for rural St. Catherine in the same way that Spanish Town serves as a center of activity for urban St. Catherine. That has caused for some persons to be seeking opportunities, criminal opportunities through extortion and the defense of the extortion ring. Again, the police have been quite active and responsive, and I again thank the police in that space for having been able to keep tabs on the activity. In fact, when I had a meeting with the police recently in Yorta, they indicated that they had only had 2 murders, and this is how quickly these things can spiral, especially if reprisals is a part of it. And I again cheer and encourage the police to continue in their efforts to keep a tab on the criminal sprawl that has taken over Jamaica.
Have you been able to speak with any of the affected family members or ascertain the conditions of those who were shot and killed?
It would be surprising to say that there was one particular person that called and asked for me to speak to her son. She is a family member of the persons just 3 days ago, and I saw the effort of the police to find the young man and have a conversation. I have been trying to call her all morning, and as you know, names are not in Jamaica always specific to your government name. So I am incapable to say if she was one of the unfortunate victims, because she might be called Stacy and her name is Nicole. So when I get to the community today, I will specifically find that person, because I've been trying to contact her all morning with no success.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Crawford, for coming on and providing us with the updates that you've been able to ascertain so far. We'll try to reach out to you at another point throughout the day to hear if you have indeed made contact or found the person that you're speaking of, as well as to hear more about what you've been able to ascertain on the ground in relation to this unfortunate incident.
Yes, thank you. I'm just dropping off my children and then I'll get down to the space. But I also again want to say I'm grateful to the police in this space, St. Catherine in particular, but the Linstead Yorktown police who have been able to keep the pressure tags off. And this is an unfortunate reflection that discredits their work, but they have been quite active, engaging communities and preventing this from happening generally.
Damion Crawford, the MP for Northwest St. Catherine, thank you so much for your time.